Teddy B.
Take it. Barakaza, baba, za baba. Yendo number uno, Yesu number uno. Yeah. Number uno, yendo number uno.
Si chocha.
What is working in my life, working in my life.
Praise the Lord, and thank you for joining us once again for another episode of the Angaza show. My name is Pastor Tim Mwangi. When we read the Bible, one of the things that Jesus spoke about more than even hell was money. And many people will tell you that before you earn it, there must be a certain mindset that is needed so that it can translate into earnings. Being in a third world country, I believe the conversation of money is always perpetually relevant because everyone is looking for money and everyone feels like if they have money, even those who go to pray, you audit your prayer, 60% is always about money. And today, I want to discuss about the mindset of money. Somebody said it's whatever you think first that actualizes and you handle it. You can't touch what you've not thought about. And so we'll be having this conversation. I know it's going to be educative and transformative, but we begin this conversation immediately after the musical break. So welcome back and thank you for joining us. We thank DJ Andy C for that amazing mix. And so we are here. We want to talk about money matters, but above all, the mindset that a man ought to have when they are dealing with money. So with us in the studio is a life coach and a person that deals with money, but from a very unique perspective. And I'll allow her to introduce herself.
Thank you for having me, Pastor T. It is, I'm really happy to be here today. And my name is Angela Nzilani. I am a life coach,
Yes.
Transformational life coach. I speak about transformation because it is what we can do to ourselves, by ourselves, for ourselves, to be able to make ourselves better people. So it is everybody's journey, responsibility to help themselves, to work on themselves, to become a transformed person. So that I help people walk through that journey of transformation. And I'm also a corporate trainer. My company is Angelic Achievers.
Wow.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
So let's begin. The conversation of money, I tell you the truth, anytime people talk about money, their antennas rise because everyone wants to make money.
Yes.
So let's begin. You teach a lot on the mindset, the money mindset.
I teach a lot on mindset, not just money mindset, but the mindset, the mind itself. Because we are our minds. We think so many things in a day. Every human being has the capacity to think 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts in a day.
Wow.
That is how powerful the mind is. The mind is a bigger computer than any computer that has ever existed. So we can choose to think what we want if we manage to tune our minds or train our minds to think in a specific way. So mindset is a way of just allowing yourself to learn a specific way of thinking. Yeah. So we cannot just be thinking about life the way, the way a wild wind comes and carries a leaf and it puts it wherever it wants to put it.
Yeah.
But we must take control of what we are thinking.
Okay.
So that's why we say we are our minds.
Okay.
So whether you use your mind properly or not, you're still using it somehow.
How do I begin to tune my mind to that concept of understanding how finances work?
First of all, you must learn. You must be able to learn. Know that there is a lot to learn. Some people, I've had so many people say that me nimesoma ya kutosha.
Okay.
I don't have time to learn. I don't have time to read. But there's a lot of, even if you're not a friend of books, there's a lot of information in the internet. How do you use the internet? How do you use the information that is brought in front of you? You don't need to have degrees and all that in studying money, but you can take the initiative to even study what are my setbacks? What have I done before that has made me fall? What have I been saving? And why have I not been saving? And, where am I? What do I have And why is it that some other people are at a different level than myself? We are told that it's not good to compare yourself, live your own life, but it's good to also learn from other people's lives. So you look at who has achieved what, maybe like people that you admire, who are your mentors, and try and learn from them. So learning is very key. Try and learn about money. How does money operate? Because money on its own it's like it has some kind of psychology on its own. So the mindset of money, it's something that we have to work on.
So when we're talking about the mindset, it's not just our mindset. We also need to understand that money has its own mindset.
Yes, money has its own mindset also. We need to understand that the money also has some form of energy. Because when you have it, you feel different.
Okay.
Why do you feel different? When you don't have it, you feel different.
There's a boldness that comes.
Yes. Yeah, even if you don't have maybe something that you had planned to do with it, there will be something in you that will speak up about money.
You know, there's a guy I met when we changed our currencies. You remember there was that whole transition.
Yeah.
We got some new notes, and Kenyans in their culture, we criticize everything.
Yes.
And the man said, "You continue criticizing this money." He said the day the money came, especially the 1,000, he looked at it, and he said, "You look good. You are the right size to my wallet." And he said, because he treated money well and never spoke ill of it, that 1,000 has been following him. So I understand when you say...
and giving back to more, of
yes,
course.
and giving back to more. So he told us, you continue criticizing this new currency and see how that money will run away from you. Because money has feelings. And the way you are tending to it matters a lot. So I'm really relating because you're saying, you know, it's like money has a psychology on its own.
Yes.
And once you understand it, then it becomes very easy also to handle it.
Yes.
So part of this understanding, you say we invest in knowledge, part of this understanding, what are some of the things that we need to, you know, some of the bulb moments that we need to know about money, and that will help us to understand how to begin to get involved in money? Because the many lectures that are there is how to save, how to invest, you get this and all this, and there's a lot of bias, but your conversation is ahead of, before you receive it, you need to understand it.
First of all, you need to understand that money is coming to solve a problem. So it is a friend. It's supposed to be a friend of yours. How you look at money, because there are some statements that people play around with out there. Like there are people who say money is the beginning of all evil. There are people who say that when you get money, then that is when we know who you are. So what do you see? What do you say about money? You need to study yourself and ask yourself, what is my unconscious belief about money? What do I believe about money? And sometimes some of these beliefs come from how we grew up. Your own self-awareness. How do you know yourself? How aware are you about yourself? And being self-aware is being conscious, your own consciousness. So you need to understand that money is a friend. You know, look at it like a friend because it's coming to solve a problem. It's coming to do something. Again, you cannot own money. Money has your own, money has its own life and space. When it comes to you and you own it, then you keep it to yourself. Everything you hold so tight, it doesn't feel comfortable. Every person, if you have a wife and you are holding her too tight and you're not letting her go free, this person will not find their own space to exist. So don't hold on to money so tight. So when money comes to you, what is the use for the money? So have something that a place that you're going to put it. So when you're praying for money, when we began, you said that most of our prayers are about money, which is very true. And actually, that one had not even hit my mind. But I remember now, it made me try to recall when I'm praying. And the things I'm praying about will involve money most of the time. So what are you going to use this money to to solve other people's problems. What are you going to do? I'm not saying dash it out, no.
Okay.
But try to solve a solution. There's a lot of problem in this world.
So you know, you're opening up so many things because number one, it looks like those who are always stingy will remain poor.
Yes. Yes.
And I know kuna watu perpetually hawananga.
An open palm is an open palm.
Okay.
So it will receive and it will give. So if it is closed, you are just holding on to what you have.
Okay.
But then how and when will you let it go? So that it can also serve the purpose that it was
So you
created.
said you can't own money
You should not own money.
because it has a life of its own.
It has a life of
And you
its
can't
own.
control
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So when you get, like today, you get maybe like 1 million Kenya shillings that was not in umebahatika to, you've gotten some 1 million shillings and you didn't have a use for it. You can plan to maybe use your mind to think of what can I do to use this money to be beneficial to others, to myself and others. Of course, put yourself first also.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the best thing is invest money in other people's lives.
Yes, yes.
Let it not be, it's just serving you. Let it also begin to touch other people.
Let it touch other people's lives. So your palm is open.
Okay.
So it will receive, it will keep receiving, and it will also keep moving out. So when you're removing that 1,000 from your wallet and it's the last one, don't feel like you're going broke.
Okay.
Instead, you can say, I'm creating space for the new note,
Or
for another new note.
For another 1,000 or even 2 of them.
Yeah.
It is in giving that we receive.
Yes, yes, exactly.
That's a biblical law.
Yes, yes.
And you know, it's amazing because the generous kind of never lack.
Yeah, it's true. Never lack. Even when they are poor, they never lack. Not poor, but actually the generous are never poor. Because how do you define poverty? Because poverty, sometimes we define poverty as the lack of the money, but poverty is a mindset.
Okay.
Yeah, because we can be content with little and we can have so much, but we are still not content. So the person who is not content is a poor person.
Okay.
Yeah. So mindset is about just believing that it will keep coming. So I don't need to keep on holding on it.
What are some of the disciplines as an individual that I need to develop so that I can keep on attracting money? Everyone wants to have money.
Everybody wants to have money.
Yes.
So I will give you some tips that you can work on, maybe on yourself. Everybody has the power and the responsibility to work on themselves. The inner person, when the inner man is okay, everything else will be fine. So I'll speak about some 5 M's that I like talking about money, about success, about life in general, being successful as a person in general. And the first M is your mind.
Okay.
We are talking about mindset. We'll never leave the mind aside. So as I said, we are our minds. So whatever you're putting in your mind matters a lot. And it will contribute into the growth that you're supposed to have as a person. There's a lot of information out there.
Okay.
I have a friend who I've been trying to work with in terms of changing what comes into the mind. So initially there were these people who keep on scrolling so much. And this person says, I don't sleep. What can I do to sleep? I don't get sleep at night. I don't know. And they are agey all the time. Something small happens, they are agey. They just burst. And it's about what they are putting in their minds.
Okay.
And it had gotten so bad that the phone is loud and they're scrolling one small video after another. And the laptop is also on with some kind of music or something else.
Okay.
So you wonder, which one are you listening to? Because to me, that is noise.
Okay.
And you're putting so much. And the mind is, like I said, it's like a very powerful computer. It is grasping all these things. So you have to learn to work on your mind. What is it that you're putting into your mind? Instead of, because you're used to the phone, instead of scrolling on these things, why don't you look for a video that you can watch, that like Pastor T's video, that will be educative, you know? So there is a lot of things that we can do. So slowly by slowly, we are trying to turn that addiction into something positive.
That is going to be valuable.
Yeah, or you can listen to a book.
We want to take a musical break because I want the 4 M's to have their space, because the first M is
The
working
mind.
on your mind.
Yes.
And I believe that, you know, many people are thinking we're going to tell them about the stock market, where to put their money and the new latest plots. But if the mind is not transformed, then no matter where you put your money, at the end of the day, it will be a wasted investment. Anyway, let's talk immediately after the musical break. So we need to deal with the 5 M's.
Yes.
And the first M is the mindset.
Yes.
So there are still 4 more.
We have 4 more to go.
Yes.
Yeah, the second M, I will speak about the mouth.
Okay.
The mouth is, now, it's a creator. God used the mouth to speak, you know, voice, to create. And we have been created in God's image. Now, we can create what we want with what we speak. You have the power to speak positivity into your money. You have the power to speak negativity into your money. Look at, and sometimes even speaking, we don't use the mouth, especially when we are quiet, when we are alone. We speak so much negativity to ourselves. We have the human person, or the person has the power, and I don't know why we are so much negative to ourselves. And you find that the things we speak to ourselves, sometimes we cannot even say them to our enemies. So the way you talk about money to yourself, the way you talk about your money in your mind, because I'm using the mouth of the mind and the mouth that now we speak with, the one that brings out the voice. What do you say about money when it comes? What do you say about money even when it's out there?
Okay.
How many times have you said that I am broke? How many times have you said that I am struggling, I don't have money?
Kupambana.
Mtu anakupigia simu akona shida, and the first thing you'd say is akisina do.
Kwanza sai Januari, hii season January, February, unaulizo mwaka imeanzaje?
It's become a statement that is so close to our lips. So what you speak has the power to create or to demolish. So it's up to you to know how to use that M, that mouth. The third M that we can work on is our mood. How is your mood when you wake up? How is your mood when you're stepping out? And there's things you can do to work on your mood, like exercise. Wake up in the morning and do some exercise. Wake up in the morning and have a routine that you can work on. I have a morning routine that is very powerful, that I help people to, I also use for myself. I actually used this routine. There's a time I was a bit depressed and I gained a lot of weight.
Okay.
And I used this routine to work on myself, and I ended up losing 10 kilos at that time.
Wow.
So this routine is like you wake up in the morning and begin with silence. So silence means that you meditate and pray. You connect with your creator, your source. Any person who has no connection with their source, or who has no leadership, or who has no authority to look up to, will always fail.
Okay.
So we have to connect with our source in the morning when we wake up.
So silence to connect with source.
Yes.
That's the first thing.
That is the first thing. Then you can give yourself some affirmations.
Okay.
Affirmations are like you speak positivity to yourself and to everything that you're going to achieve or to do that day.
Okay.
So every day you affirm yourself. So I came across a list, like cards of affirmations.
Okay.
And I just pick a few every morning and just affirm myself with that. So you can either use, because sometimes we don't even know what to say. to ourselves. So, some people use the mirror work. You stand in front of the mirror and speak to yourself.
Okay.
Some people use now those cards. Others listen to something positive about, you know, there's a lot of affirmations online that you can listen to. So you affirm yourself. Then you need to exercise.
Okay.
You exercise, do some exercise, do some stretches. Sometimes we say, I don't have the time and energy to exercise, but there's a lot you can do. You can jumping jacks, 100 of them, it's enough. You can stretch, it's enough. You can do 10 squats, it's something. You know, do something that will help produce the right hormones for you to be, we call them the happy hormones, for you to be, to change the mood. Then you can read something, educate yourself with something. Read at least 5 pages in a day. If you're not a reader, okay, I'm going to excuse people because Kenyans, the only shops that will never be looted are bookshops. So we understand that you people don't like reading, but learn something. Take the Bible, learn something. The Bible will never miss enough education. Or listen to something educative. So that is learning. And then lastly, I would say hydrate. Keep hydrating yourself. When you hydrate, the mind is alert, the body is, you know, just normal small things that we take for granted. Yeah. So that is the mood. So we work on our mood. When we wake up in the morning, you have to work on the mood. The 4th M is moment. You must be in the moment. This now calls you for self-awareness. Being self-aware is not knowing that I am a life coach and this is what I do. But being self-aware is being conscious. Being in the moment. So when I am self-aware, I know what I'm doing at every time, and I have a why for whatever I am doing. So I have a reason for the things that I'm working on. So have your strong why. Have and even small whys for everything else that you're doing. So you have to be controlled by a certain list of values that you know, this is who I am, these are the things that define me. And then you keep on working on yourself. So being self-aware, knowing that there are places you cannot find me because I know who I am. I know at every moment this is what I'm working on. So every minute, every day, I'm working towards the bigger goal of who I am. So I have a purpose that I know I have to work on, and I have a brand that I know I have to protect. So I have to be aware of the things I say. I have to be aware of the things I think. I have to be aware of the things that I'm bringing into my mind. So being in the moment will help you to stay conscious. Even now, when it comes to money, you're being aware of, I'm thinking about money in a certain way. So I need to know what am I doing to be able to change or to tune my mind in a certain way so that I stay in focus, I stay in line with what my goals are when it comes to money, when it comes to life in general.
Does this moment help in terms of curing procrastinations?
Yes, it does. It does, because now when you have all these values and you know who you are, you know that my mind is alert and I need to be in the moment. I need to know that I'm not living in the past. I'm not living in the fear for the future, because fear is driven from the future. It's something that you haven't even experienced yet, but you're afraid assuming it is there. Yeah, it is a false evidence appearing real. Now we come back to learning about money. What are you doing with your money? How are you investing in your money? How many hours do you spend on Facebook? How many hours do you spend on TikTok? How many shares do you have on Facebook? And have you ever known that you can buy 0.0001% of a share? So you don't need to have one full share in Facebook or one full share in Zoom or Google or whatever. You can have a small percentage of a share. So you can invest in all these companies,
Okay.
and this money will come. So what are you doing to invest in yourself? So look at your money and see, how have I been using this money to my own benefit and also to the benefit of my purpose, my goals, and where am I going in future with this kind of behavior? Maybe I'm not looking at where am I going, what am I doing with my money? So respecting money, understanding money has a mind of its own, understanding that money it can only stay where it is respected, where it is needed.
What is that one thing that you feel many Kenyans have gotten it wrong when it comes to money?
I think mostly it is show off.
Okay.
We buy show off a lot. It's like we put value into the things that are vanity than putting value into the things that really matter. So Kenyans, we buy vanity a lot.
Okay.
Because we are in competition.
We call it kutesa.
Yes.
Yeah, so heading to atesa, alafu ateseke.
Alafu ateseke. Yeah. So we buy vanity a lot. We don't pay attention to the things that really matter.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, what makes you happy is what fulfills you.
What is that one money culture that you feel the young people have to learn early and adopt early for them to secure the future?
They need to know that you need to learn how to cut your costs.
Okay.
And learn that it doesn't come easy. You have to work for it.
And we must understand that there is a process.
Yes, there's a process.
Someone said that, use what is in your pocket to put something in your head. And one day what is in your head will put something in your pocket.
Yes.
But I feel like we are using what is in our pocket to put something on our bodies, and one day that body
yes.
will never put anything in the pocket, which is a really paradox.
Yeah.
Maybe as we wind up, what is that one advice and wisdom that we want to share with someone that is watching? That I always call it that one word that can change a person's life when it comes to finances.
I think everything narrows down to investing in self.
Okay.
I will give you maybe a small scenario of myself and a friend or somebody I knew some years back, like 15 years back. This person was like a best friend 15 years back. And now we reconnected recently. And I listened to this person and I wonder, is this the way I used to reason? Is this the way I used to think? Because now I have taken time to invest in myself. I went through so much and I started asking questions about who am I and what can I do to change my life and to become maybe of use, and why did God create me? And that's what drove me into starting investing in myself. There's a lot of free, actually most of the information that is in my head is free. I got it for free. So now looking back, I have used money and time to invest in myself. And this is now the gap that I have with this person. We cannot even sit and think of what to do together.
Wow.
Because there's nothing we are thinking alike. The way we handle conflict, the way we handle friendship, the way we handle the future, the way we handle now is the way we handle even God. It is totally different. So investing in yourself is something that you can use. It's the best thing, the best way to use your money first before you can even think of investing in other things.
So thank you very much for coming and sharing amazing wisdoms. At least I've left you 5 things. That number 1, we need to work on our mind, work on our mouth, work on our moments, work on our moods, and also work on our money. That's indeed very insightful. Asante sana, and God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. So to the viewers, see you at the Crossroads segment. So welcome to the Crossroad segment. Somebody said that if all the money was collected globally and put in one account and later redistributed to all the people globally, he said that the chances of the rich being rich and the poor being poor are very high. Because the first thing is that the rich people operate with a certain mindset. And someone wrote a book and he called it The Mindset of the Rich. And while he was writing that book, they wanted to correct it, and they said, you need to write it in a way of, the mind of being rich. And he said there is a mindset that the rich carries, not the mind that makes you rich. And looking at life, when we look at the book of Isaiah, the Bible gives a certain pattern, that them that wait upon the Lord, they shall mount up on wings like eagles. They will run and not be weary, and they will walk and not get tired. Now, in the ancient Hebraic writing, they wrote from the left towards the right. But in English, we write from the right towards the left. That means when you read that scripture in the Hebrew culture, it ought to read that they will walk, they will run, and then fly. And I feel like in life, we teach men to fly before we teach them how to walk. And that's why many that have had the ability to handle money wasted it. Because the reality of them that fly, when they land, they begin by running and then walking. So if no one taught you how to walk and you began by flying, the day you land, you're going to crash. My name is Pastor Tim Mwangi, and that's the Crossroad segment. See you next Saturday. And I want to say thank you to the production team and everybody that is behind the camera, and KBC for giving us this opportunity to have these conversations. God bless you.